Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Monday Motivation, where we discuss all things homemaking and motherhood. Please note, this is not me teaching or preaching, but just sharing moments from experience and exposure for the purposes of helping each other to be good stewards of our homes and children. So today we'll be talking about having a heart of servitude in homemaking and motherhood. As a homemaker and a mother of 3 children, I've been really struggling with aligning my heart and filling my heart with love and patience and kindness towards my family, especially on tough days. I think when things are not going well, when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, when there's just so much noise in the home, that's when you really know if your heart posture is correct. That's when you really know if you have a servant's heart or you're just doing this just for just. It is so important to align your heart and God's heart. As Ephesians 6:7 says, serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord and not people. So how does this even look like when things are not going well? How does this even look like when you're stressed? How does this look like when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed and you feel like you are being used or there's no help coming? For me, it's prioritizing time in God's word and prayer so that I shape my heart and my mind towards God. So when I do this, I begin to see my role as a homemaker, as a mother, as sacred and meaningful. I begin to be motivated by love and a desire to serve rather than an obligation or duty. So reading the word, studying the word, knowing what God says about me as a homemaker, as a mother, really helps me to have a correct heart posture. When I'm doing all these things, it becomes a way of showing hospitality and care for my family. It becomes a way of recognizing that what we have is a gift of God. It becomes a reflection of God's love to them, not just appearances or doing it out of obligation, but doing it out of the obedience of God. Servitude does not mean drudgery or slavery. So serving your family as a homemaker and or a mother on tough days can look like just forcing a smile when you're exhausted and you're overwhelmed. Just putting on a smile can really shift the atmosphere in your home and can really shift your perspective and create a more positive atmosphere in your home. Serving your family does not require perfection. You just show love despite the imperfections. You show kindness, you show patience. You're patient with your kids, even on the tough days when you're being stretched thin. Practicing patience and kindness and love is what matters. This really requires strength, if I may say so myself, because kids can really test you. And husbands, let me tell you something, when he just leaves his socks laying around and his shoes all over the floor, and the first thing that you want to do is just shout, take yourself back and breathe and like deep breaths before you respond or start an argument. These are the little things that you can just do to save your family with love without responding harshly to a tantrum or an argument. Serving wholeheartedly in homemaking and motherhood requires us to recognize our limits and understanding that you cannot do this all on your own. You need help. Help can come from your partner, help can come from your family members and or friends, or you employing somebody to help you with work that is a helper, with work that you do not maybe necessarily enjoy doing, or with work that you, oh, just to give yourself time to rest and focus on other things. This was my struggle because I wanted to do it all, and I wanted to do it all alone and in one day. Then I'll end up being tired and so overwhelmed, and I would feel burnt out and all of that. And I start treating my family very badly, shouting at the kids, even for the silliest or simplest mistake. I would be very mad. So asking for help and leaving some tasks for the next day, it doesn't mean that you have failed as a homemaker or as a mother, but you are prioritizing your mental health, yourself, and it also serves your family from your wrath. Because trust me, as moms we can shout and shout for days. So it's really important to know that you cannot do it all alone. You have limits as a person, as a human being. You get tired. Ask for help. Employ somebody to do that task, to do that laundry. Lastly, serving your family can look like you taking a rest, prioritizing self-care. What do you enjoy doing alone that recoups you, that fills your cup? For me, it is gardening, it is studying the word, and is taking walks. So what do you love doing that can make you fill your cup so that you are able to serve your family? Because serving wholeheartedly as a servant, as if you're serving the Lord, means you are not seeking approval or validation from others. It is not about people pleasing. It's about serving God, because it's about serving others because we are obedient to God and we love Him. Jesus encouraged his disciples to rest. In Mark chapter 6 verse 31, he said to them, "Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while." For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. The disciples were vanga vakaunganirwa by a lot of people, and they didn't even have time to eat. So Jesus encouraged them to take a moment and rest by themselves, pasina vanhu. So this is also true even in our homemaking. That is all I had to share with you guys today. I would like to hear from you. What does serving your family look like on tough days, where you are tired, when you are feeling thinly stretched, when you're overwhelmed? What does it look like for you? How do you do it? Do you have help? Do you rest? And if you rest, what do you do? Do you sleep, or do you take walks? Do you exercise? I know some people, when they are overwhelmed, that's when they do thorough cleaning, or when they are stressed, that's when they do thorough cleaning. Kutosumudza masofa chaiko when they're stressed and all of that stuff. So yeah, share in the comments below if this video has blessed you, or you have learned something. I would like to hear from you what you have learned. If you have anything to add on how best we can save our family, just like Christ saves us, please share. I'll see you guys in the next video next Monday. I hope you have a great week. Bye.